Alright, we're still exploring the witch here. Again, I'm not really think I'm going to go through much of the other classes. Maybe if I can get to the end of this with the witch. What I really want to do, and something that I didn't get to do in Torchlight 2 when I was doing that beta, was get through to the end of the beta content. I got a orb of alteration just out of an item. That's pretty cool. Hey, here we go. Wool gloves with energy shields on them. Oh, look at that. We'll do it. Ah, my zombie! Get back up, you great beastie! Help me fight these things that are trying to eat my face! That's a good zombie. Very good. Uh-oh. More Dementors. Expecto Patronum! Didn't think I knew that one. Did you? That's right. I will make you go away in fear because you don't like happy thoughts. My witch is obviously a master of the trick shot and hitting things that are off to the side or behind her. I can't resummon my zombie off of their corpses, apparently. There. Zombie. Yeah, I'm less excited about my new pet than I was previously. I guess Diablo 3 is not the only game that can't keep pets alive. Oh well. Die. Alright, 5d8 cold damage upgraded to what? What? 6 to 9. Alright, let's go ahead and get some of my mana back. Poison arrow, huh? Same items. So what's poison arrow? Level 1. Fires an arrow which explodes in a cloud of poison. Enemies who enter the cloud are poisoned for a short time, taking chaos damage. Your arrows themselves also add additional chaos damage. 30% of physical damage added as chaos damage, 50% reduced buff and debuff duration. Base duration is 2.5 seconds. Poison enemies take 1.8 chaos per second. That's an interesting mechanic. So chaos damage or poison in this game reduces the buffs, their buff duration by half. So I can see that being fairly useful in PvP. But it also reduces debuff duration, so that's something to keep in mind. It's a double-edged sword. Obviously, I need to use arrows with it, because let's go ahead and socket this in something. And as you can see, I have it, but it's not something I can actually use right now. If I were to swap weapons... There you go. I thought it was in my... Oh, it's in my shield. Herpin and Derpin. Ugh. Put it in the helm. There we go. See, the moment I switch to the bow. So what would be a good strategy here is if I really wanted to use that ability, just go to my bow, and if it had a green socket, I'd do it that way. You know, so that way, at any point, I could just swap real quick to this. So if I really want, I can go ahead and use this. If I want to level... And here's the thing, is because I can use any one of these gems that I want myself, I can actually upgrade this gem, right, level it, and trade it to somebody else that can use it or wants to put it in their build. Like, it's not optimal for me, obviously, because I'm not an archer. I could be if I wanted to be, but I really don't want to be in this character. That's not how I'm feeling it out right now. So I could just take this gem and level it up and for somebody else. Like, say someone wants an ability, but they can't ever get it to drop, right? That's the thing about this system, is unlike a structured system in Diablo 2 or Diablo 3, where you are given your skills in a set progression, you have to find them in this game. You might get unlucky and not find the one you want. So, and then on top of that, when you do find it, you gotta eventually level it. And I don't know if they all start at level 1, but they might not stop at the level or start at the level that you want. So what you can always do is trade with other players. Maybe somebody's leveled one up, and that could be a business. You could go out, level one of these gems, and trade it to other players for items that you really, really want. What you really, really want. So let's just take a quick look at this skill. Wow. There we go. Hit him with that arrow. Oh, well, look at that. It leaves kind of a large... Ooh, well. Area of poison around him. Alright, time to swap. Alright, slow him down. Give me another zombie. This guy is quite the Billy Badass. Cold damage and ice spear. Zombie! He missed. Hoisted by his own petard. Driftwood wand, short bow. Mana flask, which I don't really need. These require level 5. They're both evasion. Oh, but they have energy shield on them. Alright, there's the medicine chest I need for the quest. Let's take a look at something. That's energy shield 4. Those are gloves. These are gloves too, right? Rat mitts. Let's just pick one up. Yeah, I could use that because that's energy shield 4. This has less energy shield on it, but it has a evasion rating as well, which can be nice. So this is probably intended for a hybrid class or something like that. Plus it's got linked slots on it, which I like. Just in case, you know, can't be too prepared for down the road. Oh, quest items take up inventory space, and my god, does that take up a lot of inventory space. Okay. Look, I'm not going to complain too much because the game is going to be free to play. But honestly, I wish I wouldn't do that. I'm so used to having good inventory now. I understand inventory management is part of the game, and some games it's a really big thing, like the Resident Evil series is big into that. But I gotta tell you, sometimes, as much as I like juggling things around for a little while, after the umpteenth millionth time that you're trying to fit some kind of item in your stash because you really, really want it, it can get more frustrating than interesting. But oh well. We're done here. We're leaving. Looks like we're circling back. You're telling me I could have gone right at the very beginning and gotten this done? I decided to go left and circle around. He was over here by this boat, and I went the long way. Yes, I did. Oh well. Time to go back to town. Do I have... portal scrolls? I have 2. Oh, my map is... I haven't left the game yet, and yet when I rezoned, my map reset. I don't know anything of where... Okay, that being the case... Do it. Alright, so what do we get as a reward? Medium life and medium mana. Haven't had a problem with the mana so far because I have so many of the flasks, but I'm thinking I'm going to go ahead and pick the mana one just so I never do run out. Let's see what the purchase item is. What does it cost me to buy things? Ah, so this is why selling items gives you portal scrolls, alterations, and things like that. I can buy items for scrolls of wisdom. So I either use my scrolls to identify, or I use them as currency. That's an interesting system. Now, when you think about it, scrolls of identify and things like that in games like Diablo 2 were a currency to begin with because you had to spend money to get them. You know, basically you spent money to buy the scroll, and then, you know, the items that you identified would eventually give you back more money to buy more scrolls. In this case, they're kind of eliminating the middleman. This game doesn't have a currency. It has items. It's all trading and bartering. So I could buy this with wisdom scrolls, which isn't bad. 29% increased mana regeneration. I have the scrolls, but I need to identify some items, so probably not. Alterations cost 4 orbs of augmentation. Interesting. Very interesting. I kind of like the system. It's odd at first, but, you know, it makes sense when you actually think about it logically. So that makes sense. So if I were to sell an orb of alteration, I would get 4... So you can look at the currency transfer rate here. 1 orb of alteration is about 4 wisdom scrolls. So when you keep that in mind, if I saw something worth 4 scrolls, or worth an orb of alteration, you know, what would I get for it? Really, if I put a scroll of wisdom in, it's only worth 1 scroll. Wow. What about an alteration shard? Well, those aren't even worth even putting in there. What's a portal scroll worth? 1 portal scroll is worth 1 scroll of wisdom. Okay. Well, I don't need that small mana flask. I don't need that small mana flask anymore because I'm going to replace that. Driftwood. Oh wow, the mana flask is unidentified, which means the mana flask might actually give me some kind of properties. Alright, let's do this real quick. I can't use these gloves because I'm not level 5. Easy to go away. What's this? Alright, a wand. Interesting. Quality plus 8%. It does 3 to 6 physical, 1 to 3 fire, 1 to 8 lightning. 8% crit chance, 10% increased spell damage. Wow, it does fire, lightning, fire and lightning damage, has cold resist, and it gives me 9% increased rarity of items. So that's your magic find right there. I kind of like that. I think I'm going to go ahead and replace what I've got with that, even though I lose the sockets. It's not like I'm using them for anything right now. Alright, what does this do? Wow, 50% increased amount recovered. 33% reduced recovery speed and dispels frozen and chilled. So if I'm frozen or chilled, I can use my potion to get out of it. That's kind of cool. I like that mechanic. That's something I haven't seen before. Using a potion, like, it's going to naturally give me back mana, but now it helps me in the fights as well. That's interesting. And that makes me wonder, should I go ahead and spam that first? Should I use the other 2 first? I probably should, right? Use these 2 first to recover my mana. This recovers quickly, but those 2 are not used for removing of snares, so we'll have to see. I'm going to give that a little bit of right now here. Alright, there we go. Let's just go ahead and put these in my stash. I need to be level 5. I am currently 4. You know what? Actually, no. I'll keep those out then, because I'll get those next level. Sweet. So, quest complete there. It even tells you the monster level of the area. Cool. Well, unless you haven't been there. Oh, new quest. Okay, that's the medicine chest reward. Wow, what can I choose from? Ice Nova. Hey, Frost Nova! I mean Ice Nova. A chilling circle of ice expands from the caster, does 3 to 5 cold damage. So in this game it doesn't freeze things in place, however I bet you could do that with an augment rune. Raise Zombie level 1 I already have. Glacial Hammer level 1. This enemy covering some of your physical damage in the cold. If the enemy is frozen and on less than 1/3 life, they shatter when hit. Requires a mace or a staff, so that won't do. Detonate dead. Hey, corpse explosion! Explodes an unused corpse, dealing fire and physical damage to nearby enemies. So I can play this witch as a necromancer if I want, summoning minions, blowing up corpses. That's cool. It's fire damage equal to 18% of the corpse's life. What else is there? Spark, which I didn't get last time. Freezing Pulse, which I already have. And then Fire Trap. So these are some of the old rewards and some new ones. I just don't know. That's tricky because I don't really care for any of them. Let's get Detonate. Let's see about treating this character more like a necromancer or something. So that's a green. There. What happens if I try to sell that? It's almost level 2, you know. Let's just do that, and I'm gonna put that here. I'm gonna keep fighting with this poison arrow, and I want to see what I can get out of it. Real quick before we do that, let's see what it is at a base level. Really? 1 scroll fragment. Ugh. Alright, we're done here. Time to move on.